This is MJ, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a simple and modern corner-to-corner blanket. I'm using Bernat Super Value yarn in Forest. It's a nice, beautiful, earthy green color. I'm just obsessed with this blanket right now, as well as the matching hook. Furls Crochet just released their Capricorn Streamline hook. It's so pretty, as you can see, and I will be using the 6mm crochet hook for this tutorial. To begin, we'll make a slip knot and put that on our hook. And we'll begin with a chain of 6. And now in the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll work a double crochet. We'll work a double crochet, and a double crochet. And we've made our first block. Now we'll chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the next 2 chains. So whenever we're increasing, we're always chaining 6. Now what I like to do is turn and flip my work up. So take this block, flip it up. We're going to slip stitch right here into that turning chain. So we're going to slip stitch, we're going to chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now if we take a look, we have made our corner. So this is our corner. And as we increase, our blocks are going to be worked across like this. So we're really working this blanket from the side across, and we will keep increasing, making these blocks bigger. So again, when we do an increase, we're always going to be chaining 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working a double crochet and a double crochet in the next 2 chains. Okay, flip your work, slip stitch. Okay, in our chain, going over, we're slip stitching, chain 3, and working 3 double crochets in the space. Okay, so look at it here. This is how we're moving along now. So we have a block, we have a block. We need to slip stitch in the top of this block to create our next one. So chain 3 and 3 doubles. Okay, so now, as you see, each row we're going to increase by a block. So 1, 2 blocks, 1, 2, 3 blocks. So let's keep going. We're going to increase again. So we're going to chain 6. Every time we increase, chain 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll double crochet in the next chain, double crochet in the next chain. Flip our work, slip stitch into the chain space, chain 3, and we're working 3 doubles. I'll speed it up a little bit. We're going to slip stitch up in the next chain, chain 3, and 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch, chain 3. And as this blanket gets bigger, you're going to want to whip along the row quickly. So each block is made up of your chain 3 and 3 doubles. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we can keep making this as big as we want. So as long as you want to keep making it bigger, we're just going to keep chaining 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet, double crochet, flip your work so that we're in the right position to slip stitch into that chain 3 space. Chain 3. It's so repetitive and easy once you get going, and because it's worked in double crochets, it will work up so quickly. If you want a bit tighter stitch, go ahead and drop a hook size. The 6 will give it a nice loose blanket, but if you want it tighter, then just make your hook smaller. That's all you need to do. So I'm going to continue working this across. Each row, remember, each row is increasing by 1 block. So now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks across. And at this point, let's say I don't want to increase anymore. We can make this a complete square and stop increasing, or we can stop increasing on one side and keep going on the other side to make a rectangle. So it's really whatever you want. You want a square blanket? Let's make it square. You want a rectangle? We can make it a rectangle. It's really up to you. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So now remember how I said every time we increase, we chain 6. This time we're not going to increase, so we're going to chain 3 instead. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work, and I am going to come across here and I'm going to slip stitch. So this chain 3 has basically made this a corner. Okay, so now we've stopped increasing. We're not going to have another block. We're just going to stop it right there. Now what I'm going to do is chain 3 and work my 3 doubles. Then I'm going to slip stitch down into my next chain 3 space, chain 3, and continue across as I've been showing you. One more double. Okay, so now if we take a look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want that any taller than 5 blocks, so I've stopped it from increasing, and now I'm working into a square. So I'm going to continue up across. So let's say at this point we wanted to make a square. So I've come all the way across. I would slip stitch. And then what I would need to do is chain 3, turn, and slip stitch here. Okay, super simple. We've made our square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in this case, for this blanket, I want to continue and I want this to be a rectangle. So I would like one side longer than the other side. So in order to do that, we're going to slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. If let's say that's all you wanted 5 by 6, you would follow the method I showed you down here. We would chain 3, we would get over here, and we wouldn't increase. But I am going to continue increasing, so I'm going to say let's chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we'll slip stitch, chain 3, and we're going to continue across. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks and 5 blocks. So I'm going to continue working this across. Okay, so I've worked across. I now will slip stitch. To join this up, I'm going to chain 3, turn my work, slip stitch over to the chain 3 space, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to work my 3 doubles. And continue working across. And now I've reached the top block. I don't want to increase this anymore, so we're slip stitching. I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to turn and slip stitch across to the chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. And I'll slip stitch here as well. This isn't going to take long to close this in now, but you can see now we've made this rectangle shape. You could have made it a square. The things to remember is we're always chaining 6 when we're increasing. If we want to chain 3, if we don't want to increase, we're chaining 3 and slip stitching over to make a corner. So really, once you get the method of how it works, it's really easy to make a blanket any size you want with any yarn. This pattern I did a while back with 2 strands of worsted, making it bulky. So I did a bulky. This is now our worsted weight version. It's a great simple pattern that you can whip up as a baby blanket or a throw blanket, and it's very affordable just using worsted, just your basic worsted weight yarn. So you can head over to the blog and I have those patterns there for you, or you can purchase the PDF and it will include both our bulky version and the worsted weight version. So I'm going to continue this across and meet you back. So I've slip stitched to the top, and again I'm going to chain 3 because we're no longer increasing, plus it would obviously look weird if we increased there. We turn, we slip stitch across. 1, 2, 3, and we're getting really close to closing this in. Of course, your blanket's going to take more time, but this is just showing you how it's going to work. You just need to work the number of blocks that I tell you to in the pattern. Almost there. Slip stitch, chain 3, and turn. We've got 1 block left. 1, 2, 3. There's something satisfying about doing these blocks and filling them in. Okay, so now we're going to slip stitch to join, and we've made a rectangle. So now let's get started with a border. So let's chain 1. I'm going to turn my work, and it just makes it easier to single crochet into that space. Really, this blanket is reversible. Either side is fine. So let's just turn and get a single crochet worked right into this first space. Now we're going to chain 2. Then when you get to the corner, which we're already here, we're going to single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 to get us over to the next space between the blocks, and that's where we'll be single crocheting. Chain 2 between the blocks, single crochet, chain 2, and continue until we get to the corner. Okay, I've chained 2 at the corner. We're going to single, chain 2, single, and you're doing that every time you get to your corner. Now we'll chain 2 and work between the blocks a single crochet. So I'm just going to repeat that now all the way around. Okay, so I've chained 2. I'm coming to that first single crochet. We're going to slip stitch in it to join, chain 1, single crochet in the same single crochet space. Now we come to the chain 2. We're going to do 2 single crochets. Okay, now we're coming to our single chain 2 single corner. So we're going to single crochet, and then in the chain 2 space, every time again we come to a corner and we work into that chain space, we're doing a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet in the chain 2 space, single crochet in the next, and we're just working around in this manner. So once you get all the way around, we're going to slip stitch to join, chain 1, and now what we can do is continue working this border as wide as we want it. So this is where you can play. My daughter Emma made the blanket and she went with 4 rounds of single crochet, but again, it's really up to you. So you just now are working in the single crochets. When you get to the corner chain 2 space, you're always going to work a single, chain 2, and a single. And that just makes it really easy to point out your corner and then just continue working single crochet stitches. Okay. So again, you can now head over to the blog and follow along with the written pattern or purchase the PDF that's going to have your bulky and your worsted weight version. And once you've completed that, you can add some tassels to the side, and I will link a tutorial for you if you want to make some tassels to go along with your blanket. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tap the bell to stay updated on all my new videos and tutorials. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome day.